An attempt to accelerate adoption rates for children across the state of Oklahoma. A state representative has authored House Bill 1228, which is aimed at doing just that. And it is now making its way through the state capitol. So joining us this morning to talk about her bill is Representative Tammy West. Good morning.
Good morning.
And congratulations. This is your first rookie season, I guess you should say.
It is, absolutely.
So hope everything is going well. A really busy legislative session that you're starting out with. A lot of people tackling the budget,
yes.
teacher pay raises.
Yes.
But this adoption, a very different kind of fight. And,
right.
and why do you feel drawn to this issue?
Well, we have had family members who've adopted, close friends. Our church is very involved in the adoption programs. And I've served on the school board for a number of years, so I see the impact on families when children have stable homes. Mm-hmm. So it's just something that's always been of interest to me, and I see a great need in our state. We have got, again, those metrics that we're very high in that are not the things we want to be high in. This is another one of those that we overperform in the wrong way.
And I do want to talk numbers. I don't want to go back to 2016. I don't want to go back to the beginning of this year. I want March 2017. Where do our adoption numbers stand? How many kids here need to find forever homes?
Well, with the program that I'm looking at, with this adoption legislation deals with kids who are in Quad 2. Quad 2 refers to those children who are in DHS custody that have no family left to adopt them, no aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents that can take them, and no foster families that are available to take them. There are 540 of those children right now in DHS custody.
540?
540.
Waiting to be
just
adopted.
in Quad 2.
Okay. And what do you consider to be the biggest problem when it comes to the current adoption process that we have in place here in our state?
Well, hopefully it's going to be what this bill has identified, and that is communication. When I started asking questions, and when I was elected, that's what I did. I simply picked up the telephone and I said, what are we missing? What can be done better? What efficiencies can be put in place? And through lots of conversations with adoption agencies, especially Deaconess Pregnancy and Adoption Center, and with DHS, everybody said communication is probably where we're breaking down.
Communication between DHS and child placing agencies,
yes.
between the families?
Yes. Communication between
involved?
DHS
okay.
and child placing agencies.
And you know, you hear of all these stories all the time of loving families who are wanting to adopt, and in some cases they're in this holding pattern for years at a time.
Right.
And some families, you know, quite apparent that they're from a loving, a healthy home,
right.
a successful home. What is the big hang up there for a lot of those families waiting to take in a child that they'll love forever?
Well, cost and bureaucratic red tape. That is, as I've gotten involved in the legislature, you do find out that there is a lot of there are a lot of moving parts, and sometimes getting all those parts moving in the right direction. Again, it goes back to communication and simplifying the process and making sure that we've got the right people at the right place at the right time. We've got a lot of families who are just crying out for a child to love, and then we've got the children who need stable, loving homes. And sometimes we just need to get the big pieces out of the way so that the simple process can work.
And let's focus on your House bill,
Yes.
1228 here. I know the main goal is to expedite the whole process,
right.
particularly making it a requirement for DHS
yes.
to immediately, as soon as they know, contact those child placing agencies when a child becomes adoption eligible.
Right.
Kind of take us through your game plan on exactly how you're going to quicken up this process.
Okay. Well, as I said, it comes down to communication, and the easiest way we have to communicate is just a simple email, and that's what this is going to boil down to. Right now with our state, we've been under what's called the Pinnacle Plan, and that's going to be rolling off, so I felt like it's very important to have this ground level operation in place before that gets rolled off. So this is going to require DHS to send out an email once a month to those licensed child placing agencies that have opted in, basically. And what that means is they will notify DHS that they want to be put on the list. They want to be able to get a communication monthly from DHS with regard to those children that are moving in and out of the process.
And does DHS not do that already? And what is
As it turns out, they don't. And that was
How's
something
that possible?
Well, there are a lot of people, and anytime you have a big organization that, with our budget cuts, which, you know, we're going back again to
Sure.
money, and as I'm finding out so often, that is what things kind of boil back down to. But when you're working with limited resources, it's not a matter of, oh, we don't want to do that. It really is a matter of there's a lot to be done, And sometimes you think it's getting done, and you find out it just simply wasn't.
And let me ask you this, you know, we just had a DHS representative on this very show last month that sat in that chair and told us that Oklahoma ranks #1 in the state of, in states where foster children are abused by foster parents. Do you see any of that abuse carry over into adoptive families at all? Is that something that we see or worry about?
That's not something that I have seen.
Okay.
Again, you know, that rookie legislator, but this is something that I hope is one of those things that marks my service to the state. It's an area I want to be very well educated in and continue to work on as long as I'm elected to serve. This is one of those passions that I have, because I think a strong family leads to a strong neighborhood, which leads to a strong community.
Absolutely.
And when you can build up the family unit, I think there's less need for the government to step in and help when you have strong families.
Sure.